Alright, I've been sitting here for 8 minutes. That was, once again, I've been struggling to make up an hour episode. But regardless, welcome back to another episode of Kira Kira. Also, I'm in a different position, which made me change Kira's position a little bit, so I'm sorry about the little weirdness. But besides that, in the previous episode, after we had some fun with Kirari, we've split up as a couple, it seems like. But we got really bad opportunity to meet up with Kirari again, and that was through a hospital call from Kirari's mother. Which at first I thought, oh shit, is Kirari gonna be in danger again? No, this time it was her father, who apparently was suicidal, ate a bunch of cigarettes, and now he got to the hospital. He was laying in there, taking all sorts of medicines. He was also acting a little bit crazy. Besides that, apparently, Kirari's father wanted to talk to us, which we eventually did get that opportunity. And so we asked why he was eating a bunch of cigarettes trying to help himself. And he said it was an accident, but... And he was trying to be genuine with that, but from the way he says things about his regrets, and he keeps on putting his own family in trouble with his personal issues, I don't buy it. Not to mention he said that he kept on getting disturbing thoughts like, hey, or just how bad thoughts or being drunk because of the things they did and what kind of trouble he put his family into. So I cannot fully buy it, honestly. Oh, there it is. I wasn't trying to kill myself for sure. I just thought it might be harmful if they had each stomach full of cigarettes. Yeah, right. Besides that, he gave us a proper blessing, wanted for us to make her happy, and it's some dialogue. It looked like he was getting motivated again, I guess, to work hard for his family and work hard on himself to be better. But unfortunately, we decided to leave the toilet on our own. And when we came back out of the toilet, well, we don't find him anywhere near us. Until a little bit later, down the stairs of the hospital, bleeding to his death. And thanks to, well, my Jima's dark thoughts, which originally broke out into good thoughts, and he wanted to save Kirari's father because he made a promise to Kirari. We were too late. Kirari's father bled out, and he unfortunately passed away. Oh, and Majima's dark thoughts were like, maybe I should just let him die. He won't be putting anyone into his own issues or trouble ever again. Something like that. But that eventually broke, and he called for someone to help. But again, it was pretty chill. He was too late. Yeah, I died. Oh, and we did get an opportunity to go to New Year's and talk to Kirari, but not by much, honestly. So, what else? Besides that, we did get invited to Star Generation's last concert! With a special guest of some sort of dimension. Jenny forced my Jima to go to there, by the way, with some words that also include, I think, Kirari. Also, Star Generation wanted to perform Let's Jump, which was originally signed by Sega Literature Club. And so they did, with an unexpected twist. They brought Kirari onto the stage and let her perform! Holy shit! And then out of nowhere, Majima commented that she belongs on the stage! That's why she needs to let her special talent out on the stage in front of millions of people! Holy crap! Maybe this is getting a little bit better! I don't know! Anyways, besides that, if I missed anything, to recap, I'm sorry, but recapping is terrible. We've been here a million times at this point. What can I do? I just suck. Anyways, time to continue. But which one? Ah, the copy, I believe. Yeah, copy. This one's the espresso. I buy a can of coffee and 7 sat at the park. I feel the smell and steam on my nose as soon as I pull the tab. I'm sitting at the swing. I can hear the voices of drunken people coming out of the bar. A bar close to here is open on the New Year's Day. After everyone left, I decided to come here to relax my nerves. I used to come here after work to calm myself before going home. Kirari and I used to practice at this park after she started working too. Oh, is she gonna come right here and we're gonna talk to her by any chance? This is also where I spoke with Donaya for the first time. Yeah. He gave me the ticket for Star Generation. Star Generation! Live. And I went to the live house for the first time in my life. I was so afraid to go there. It was summertime, but now that season is over and the cold wind is blowing. Did I ever imagine that I would be in this situation? If something happens, it ends, something else starts. The world changes and moves on. The members of Second Literature Club will move on to their new separate lives as soon as we graduate. I feel like I'm being left behind, drifting away. When he was leaving, Murakami told me that we should start a band together.
受験が終わったらさ、一発やろうぜ。じっとしてらんないよ。
Yeah, see you excited, man. He seemed excited, but I didn't really feel like it. I thought I could perform again for the last time, but not start a new band. I'm not good at being in front of people, and I have no energy for that now. When I rejected him, he frowned.
おいおい、もうちょっと考えてくれよ。俺だってバンドやりたいってどれだけ前から言ってると思ってるんだ？
I know. And joined other people when you suggested me that. I remember. I've done it before and I don't feel like making a new one. Murakami wasn't convinced by my words.
気力がないとか言うなよ。そんなだからこそバンドやった方がいいと思うんだけどな。
Why is that?
なんか最近心ここにあらずって感じなんだよな。無理やりにでもさ、もっとこう派手な熱中できることした方がいい。つうかさ、なんかあったのか？
Nothing's going on.
俺の目はごまかせないぞ。最近気づいたんだけどさ、ちょうどシーノのお父さんが死んだ前後から変だったのかもしれない。何かあったんだろう？隠すなよ。俺は何もかもお見通しなんだぜ。
You're pretty sharp. I said it in a sarcastic way. Everyone except him had noticed that Kirari and I have been acting weird. They haven't said anything about it to be polite. Except him. Did you know? Did you hear what he said? He did notice.
なんかあったんなら教えてくれよ。
He asked with a serious face. He may be slow, but he's a nice guy. As I looked at this kind expression, I came up with a mean idea. Hey, Murakami, do you want to know the truth? I smiled at him.
ああ、力になるぜ。友情だ。
Do you still want to be mean? I confessed how I left her father in the hospital. Oh. I told him I decided to leave him, but changed my mind and called for help. But he didn't survive anyway. Oh, I didn't thought you were gonna be straight up honest. But, As I continued to talk, Murakami's expression got darker. That's why I was acting strange. He didn't say anything after I was done. He just stared at me with a complicated expression. I guess that was mean of me. I felt remorseful, so I looked away. So many things can happen in this world. I am amazed. I never thought I would go through this in my life.
そうか。
When I looked at him from the corner of my eyes, Murakami seemed sad. I felt guilty for telling him. This is my negative side. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tell you. Telling you doesn't change anything. I tried to say it jokingly to brighten up the atmosphere.
後悔してるのか。
Murakami asked me with a serious look. I don't know. Murakami squinted but didn't say anything else to my blunt answer. The sweet flavor of the coffee is relaxing my body. I see the moon floating in the sky. I covered the moon with my hand. Oh no, too much moon. When I do this, it seems like my hand is far away. I used to feel at ease when I looked at my hand just like this. But now, I don't feel anything. My hand is just there. I feel my heart is losing energy each day. I don't know if this is a good thing, but I wish someday I would stop feeling anything. I've been sensitive since childhood. However, I never figured out anything. I've been wasting my time. I'm always emotionally unstable and consumed with fear. People see different things about my personality, but I'm just an unstable individual. If there's such a thing as peace of mind, I would love to acquire that. Anyway, I'm too tired now. I sighed deeply.
手のひらを見つめるのはね、寂しい人なんだよ。
Well, I'm surprised to hear a voice. When I turned back, Kirari's standing there. Oh yeah, looking at you. Their debt has been settled. I mean, they still have some monetary issues, but they no longer own crazy amounts of money, as far as I've heard. They've got the right help. I forgot to actually add that to the recap completely. But yeah, they're okay. She doesn't have to work as a prostitute anymore. So that's fantastic. She's staring at me with a smile. Why are you here? Yoing. I'm panicked about her seeing me thinking strange thoughts.
ごめんね、ストーカーしちゃった。どうしても二人で話したくって。
Yoing. She speaks and exhales her white breath. Her words make me nervous. What does she want to talk about?
今日はずっと一緒にいたのに、あまり喋れなかったから。
Yeah. I feel my heart racing as I nod.
私、鹿くんにひどいこといっぱいしたし、元通り彼女にしてもらうのは無理かもしれないけど、少しずつ仲良くなって、また鹿くんと普通に話せるようになりたいんだ。しつこくってごめんね。
You're never bothering us. What the fuck are you saying? She scratches her head and smiles. I don't know how to react, but I can't avoid her in this situation. I mentally still myself and open my mouth. I wonder if I can carry a conversation with her. I hope she don't notice my tension. Have you decided what you're going to do with the record deal offer? I ask her.
あれなんだけどね。
She answers me without changing her expression.
どうも、しっくりこなくて。
Apparently, she's not too sure about the offer. Why not? You should go for it. Yagi-san showed up right after that and explained to her that that he is not a suspicious person. There were other musicians who made their debut through him, and some of those were pretty recognizable names. I think it'll be fun as long as someone like that is backing you up. You love singing, right? It's awesome that you can make money out of it.
別にあの人を疑ってるわけじゃないんだよ。だけどなんだか変な感じがして。
She doesn't look too excited. Really? I don't feel that way.
そうなんだ。
I've been thinking about this. Many people were impressed by your shows in the summer. I always thought she had something special when I stood on the stage with her. I had the same strong feeling today. That's why I wasn't surprised to hear this offer. I think you finally got what you deserved. You are special.
それはシカ君の勘違いだよ。私は別に。
I heard from your father before he passed away. You've been special since you were a child, right? She makes a sad face. But that's just a treasure when you're on the stage. You can be natural and make people happy on the stage. I realize how the tone of my voice is getting passionate. She might catch on to my feelings. I clear my throat to calm myself down. Anyway, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. I know that a part of you feels that way too.
ライブは楽しいよ。楽しいけど。
She is still thinking about it.
でもね、やっぱりピンとこないの。
About what?
第二文芸部のみんなと一緒じゃなくて、私一人で歌うってことが。
She looks straight into my eyes.
みんながいて、それで私がいたんだと思うんだ。みんなが一緒にいてくれなかったら、きっと100分の1もできないよ。
You were awesome performing with Star Generation today.
だって会場にみんながいたし、それに今日はシカ君のために歌ったんだよ。一生懸命。シカ君最近元気がないし、楽しい歌を歌ってちょっとでも元気になってくれればいいなって思って。だから本当はああいうとこで歌うの恥ずかしかったんだけど、シカ君が聞いてくれるならって。だから今日はシカ君だけのために。
She speaks with a shy face. I see. I did feel how amazing she was tonight. However, I was sad because it didn't make me feel happy. This is entirely my fault. I'm the one who did something wrong to her and removed myself from her world. We were never that close, but we could have been together if I hadn't messed it up. I realize my remorseful feeling is becoming clear.
ねえ、少し元気が出てくれた？
She asks me with a smile. Yeah, I answer. But I make her feel sad because of my phony expression. She quietly stares at me. But don't you want to continue to sing as a singer? I switch back to the discussion while looking away from her. Kirari shakes her head.
面白そうだとは思うけど、でもね、やっぱり普通に就職して OL さんとかになった方が楽しそうだな。
It sounds like an excuse to me. You become afraid like that sometimes. It's a bad habit of yours. I know that very well. You do anything for other people, but you will give up quickly when it's about you. That's not cool. You gotta take care of yourself too.
違うもん。確かに私にはそういうとこあるけど、でも今回は違うもん。
She defends herself. What do you mean?
あのね、
She tells me how she doesn't like the fact that everything was turning positive after her father's death.
お父さんにも悪いところはあったけど、でも本当にかわいそうな人なんだよ。それに優しかったんだ。信じてくれないかもしれないけど、本当に優しかったんだよ。
She looks at me as if she was appealing to me. I nod. I think he was kind.
そうだよね。なのに生きてる時にはいいことが全然なくて、いなくなってからこういうラッキーが立て続けに起こるなんて、なんだかバカにしてるよ。歌のことだけじゃなくてさ、借金のこととかいろいろね。変なの。
She's talking jokingly, but I know she's hiding a serious emotion in her heart. But what you have right now is not a stroke of luck. You just gained a normal life. I feel uncomfortable as I'm defending myself.
うん、そうかもしれないね。分かってはいるんだ。お父さんが良くないことをたくさんしていたのはちゃんと理解してる。
Yeah, that is very undefendable. She simply nods. You know what, Kirari? Even if you are a kind, good person, if you can't show it in action, it doesn't mean anything. If you do something bad in reality, you'll still be guilty no matter what you are taking in your heart.
そうだね。そうかもしれない。理屈ではわかるんだけど、でも気になるの。本当に腹が立つの。自分のことながら変だなって思う。あのね、きっと私には世の中のほとんどの現実的なことってどうでもいいんだ。
She continues with a complicated expression.
貧乏でもいいの。辛くてもいいの。苦しくたって平気。うまくいかないことなんかいっぱいあるんだよ。気持ちが負けて間違えちゃうことなんかいっぱいある。そんなの普通のことだよ。私だったらいくらでも許しちゃうのにな。でも許してくれなかった。
But that's...
いい、分かってるけど、そういう降って湧いたみたいなチャンス、私は欲しくないんだ。それにね、私は昔からできればいつか社会の歯車っていうか、うまく言えないけど周りと上手に馴染んだ優しい人になりたかったの。私穏やかなのが好き。歌は大好きだけど。
She looks up at me.
そういうキラキラした世界に行くのは嫌かな。
I'm overwhelmed by her words. Hey, Kirari. I can't tell my expression is getting ragged.
何？
She stares at me with concern. It is hard to speak while looking at her eyes, but if I look away now, she'll see through my emotion. I start speaking while staring into her eyes. You try to focus on the good side of the people, but you won't be able to survive like that. There are awful things going on in this world. People lie and betray others. I lose my words. Kirari continues to stare at me. Thank God it's nighttime right now. She won't be able to see what's there deep inside of my eyes.
そんなの大した問題じゃないよ。
She smiles. Her smile is touching me. Hey, Kirari. There's something I need to tell you. My sudden words make her look up at me with surprise. I love you, Kirari.
どうしたの？急に。
I'm gonna continue to speak while she reacts with a shy face. I've been thinking, but I can't take it anymore. I might hurt you, but I can't lie anymore. I tried to calm my stormy emotions to talk to her about that, and I tell her everything. How we had coffee in the middle of the night, and how I heard about her, and how her father was feeling, how I lost him while I went to use the restroom, how I found him in the hospital earlier than I told the police. At that time, he had just hurt himself, and I could have saved him if I do chosen to. He did, but it was too late. But I didn't save him. I left him alone. I left him alone to let him die. That's because I thought that way everything would go smooth for Kirari. Oh boy. But when I think about it now, I think I made the decision for my own selfish reasons. I felt that way as I saw him dying. Then I started feeling terrified and called for help. But it was too late by then. I tell her the honest truth. I'm not in a panic, and I'm able to tell her with a calm voice. I don't try to defend myself or lie about any information. Kirari is listening to me with a surprised expression. I'm the one who let your father die. I'm sorry. I killed your precious family. I finished my story, and she's smiling. When I'm all done, my heart is getting quiet as a windless world. Kirari won't see anything. She stares at my face for a while and then looks down.
世の中って難しいね。
I'll never forget the silence we had right after that. I'm mentally exhausted and dried up from this case. My heart is blank and I can't go any further than this. The sound of the park, the darkness of bushes, pale light of the street lamp, and the noise from the city are being imprinted on my blank heart. Kirari is standing in the center of that image. So many emotions are fighting in her head right now. To come up with the conclusion. Her boyfriend killed her father. She thought she trusted him, but he is just another person who gives her pain and sorrow. I wonder how she is dealing with that emotion. I'm too scared to imagine. I feel as if I did something wrong. Her father tried to impose the responsibility of his death on me, but I wasn't able to handle it. I wound up hurting Kirari. Give me one moment. Alright, I'm back. I finally realized that. She's kind, so she'll probably forgive me. Did I tell her because I wanted her forgiveness? If that's the case, it's worse. I'm feeling more and more depressed. How come I couldn't keep it a secret? Hey, Kirari? The moment I call her name, she raises her face up. Yoink. Then she looks straight towards me. I'm surprised at their determined face, but she won't change her attitude.
私、やっぱりデビューするよ。
She is sure of her words. What do you mean? I didn't expect to hear that. I stare at her face as she answers. She stares back at me.
シカ君、世の中には悲しくて寂しいことがいっぱいあるね。
Your eyes are reflecting the moonlight. It looks so unusual.
私ね、なんだか歌わなきゃいけないことがあるような気がしてきたんだ。もしかしたら、それは私の義務なのかもしれない。
What's that supposed to mean?
私の周りの人は、なんだかみんなかわいそう。もう嫌だよ。本当はみんなすごくいい人なのに。だけどおかげで難しいことがいっぱい分かったんだ。悲しいことがいっぱいあったけど、分かったことはすごくいいことなんだ。私、この気持ちをなんとか形にしたいの。
She stares at me with her shining eyes.
ねえ、シカ君。わかる？私だけが分かっちゃったのかな。だとしたら寂しいな。シカ君にも分かってほしいの。元気を出してほしいの。
I look down, but Kirari holds her hands.
もう悩まないで。私、シカ君のことよく知ってるよ。大丈夫だよ。うまく言えないけど、本当なんだ。お父さんのことはもう大丈夫。ちょっとおっちょこちょいなんだよ、あの人。
Oh, my hands. Oops. Kirari.
私ね、もし歌手になれたら、みんなが元気になるような歌が歌いたいな。シカ君が疲れた時はね、シカ君のためだけにも歌ってあげるよ。
But I tried to say something, but she cuts me off.
私、シカ君のことが一番大好きなんだよ。
She looks into my eyes.
本当だよ。信じてほしいな。
She speaks with a concerned face while I don't know how to react. Thank you. I lose myself after I reply. When I look down, something warm came out of my eyes and dripped down onto the dry ground. I cover my face. I can't stop the sobs from coming out of my throat.
どうしたの？ごめんね。変なこと言っちゃった。泣かないで、シカ君。
I want to tell her that I'm fine, but I can't put my thoughts into words. After I cry for a while and look up, then Kirari hands me a towel. I take it.
私が一生守ってあげる。
You do that. She speaks. Protect me.
今度は私の番だからね。言ってる意味、わかるでしょ？
She stares at me with a funny face. I want to refuse her, but I think she'll see through me. I can't win her over with a crying face like this. I feel kind of upset. I understand. You won't forgive me if I tell you I don't, right? She smiles as I concede to her.
その通り。よし、それじゃあね、約束しようよ。
A pact?
今日のことをお互いずっと忘れないように。大事な日なんだ。覚えておかなくっちゃ。
We don't have to make a pact. I won't forget.
本当かな？シカ君は忘れっぽいからな。私のことすぐからかうし。
Because I like your funny reactions. She speaks jokingly with a funny face. She's trying to make me laugh. Fine. Then I'll make a pact with you.
本
Yep. What am I supposed to do?
当？印のチュー。
I laugh at her energetic words. Alright. I take a step closer to her and touch her soft hair. Her hair is as cold as I imagined. When I kiss her softly, she steps back for a moment.
ちょっと、しょっぱい。
She smiles bitterly. Oh, sorry. As I try to wipe my face with her towel, she pulls my hand away, stands on tiptoe and kisses me. This time, it is a long kiss. Yoink. The painfully cold winter breeze is blowing against her cheeks. When I softly rub her back, she holds me tightly. And when I let go of each hour, her face has turned serious. As I stare at her with surprise, she wipes her face with a shy expression. Yoink. A tear drops out from the corner of her eye as soon as she chuckles to hide her emotion. Kira. The text message alert from my cell phone wakes me up. I reach my hand from the bed and check my phone. What the hell? It's still 8 in the morning. It's so early! Brother! My God! There are no classes today and all I have is a company orientation this afternoon. I was planning to sleep as much as I could this morning. I complained mentally and checked the message. It's a guy from the class asking me about the graduation, say. I finished it a long time ago and I don't care about it anymore. I know it feels to be last minute. The most important thing for third-class college students like us is that connection with others. I want to leave him alone, but I should do him a favor. I start writing a reply message, but before I know it, I lose my energy and fall asleep. However, I am awakened again in a more violent way.
起きて起きて
Oh yeah, I have a sister. My shoulders are being shaken. There's only one person in this family who would do something like this. Hey, I told you not to come inside of my room. I'm still out of it, but I speak to my sister Yuka, who is standing in front of me. It's Saturday, but she's wearing Obi Academy's uniform for some reason.
何言ってるのよ。今日は荷物が多いから車で学校まで運んでって言ったじゃない。
She flips out whenever I get inside of her room, but she comes into my room with a big attitude. Give you a ride to school. Should I ride my bicycle with you on it to school? Or wait, do I have a car? Oh yeah, you did ask me, huh? But I never said okay.
日本社会では黙ってたら肯定の意味になるんだよ。ほら、早く準備してよ。遅刻しちゃう。
Give me a break. I don't think her sitting is right, but I give her because I can give up because I know she would force me to listen to her anyway. I slowly get out of bed. Wait. I'm just. Yeah. Oh! Whoa! Time pass! That's all I got.
早く準備してよね。荷物玄関に集めて待ってるから。
She walks out from the room. I have an orientation today, so it's going to take a while for me to get dressed. I call after her.
手かけたって大して変わんないよ。
She's so rude. I change into a business suit and start getting ready in front of the mirror while Yuka urges me on. I agree that I do look same even if I take my time to get ready, but being finished is the important part. It's just an orientation, but I'm sure they will be watching us closely. That's why I had to take my time to prepare. When I'm ready, Yuka is waiting for me by the door.
お兄ちゃんは私の文化祭を台無しにする気？
It's nice that she's starting to call me a Nichan instead of Aniki, but the contents of the conversation never change. You have a school festival every year, but my company orientation is once in a lifetime opportunity. I tried to complain to her.
私だって今年の文化祭は一生で一度だよ。
She rebukes with an illogical argument. Alright then, you want me to load these? It's a waste of time to fight against a person like her. When I ask her while holding one of the bags, she nods with an unsatisfied look. I take the key from Yuka and get inside of the car. She never does this when my parents are driving, but she always checks her seatbelt several times when I'm sitting on the driver's side. I understand because she knows my driving skills are not perfect yet, but it still makes me feel upset. I start the car thinking I've been doing bad lately. Yuka is running her mouth more than usual and talks about the school festival with excitement. She is going to perform with her band today at the same stage where I performed. Her excitement is making her talk more. Huh.
なんだか緊張してきたな。お兄ちゃんもこうだった？
Yeah, I was nervous. But I wasn't nervous just because it was my first stage.
そうだった。
Yuka starts laughing. Oh yeah, cosplay. Now she is thinking about how I look in the girl's outfits. Anyways, just be yourself as usual. You've been practicing hard. She chose to play the bass for some reason, and I've been teaching her at home. Hey, nice. She practiced until she got several blisters on her fingers. However, she is cleverer than me, so she is a fast learner. I think you're better than how I was on my first stage. I'm not lying to her.
ありがとう。そう言ってもらえると少し安心する。
Thank you for not giving me an insult, I guess. And actually thinking, I guess. She simply nods. After all, she's not a twisted girl. I can see an old building in front of me, but more colorful, or with its colors always there, I forget. I can see the old building, yeah. Nothing has changed since I turned around and looked at it on my graduation day. It's only been a few years, but it feels strange when I think about how many things changed inside of me and my environment. The school gate is decorated, and it reminds me of when I handed out the flyers with everyone. We stayed at the school that night, and I wondered if some kids still stay like we did. It's early in the morning, by the way other students are walking around the school, it really reminds me of the festival. So I tried to drop her up at the gate, but she tells me to take her to the entrance. When I get out of the car to unload her things, I get surrounded by her friends.
あなたがあの鹿之助先輩ですか？すごい。
Their eyes are glowing.
私、テレビで見たことあります。かっこよかった。憧れちゃいます。
Which part? The one where I kissed Kirari? Where Kirari kissed me openly? Or what? She must be talking about the show in Fukuoka where I kissed Kirari. Wait, I think it's the opposite. Kirari was the one who had the balls to do that. He was just standing there shocked. But that was a long time ago.
いえいえ、あの時の第二文芸部の人たちはみんな学校の伝説の人ですから。ビデオもありますよ。
Video? I want to burn it.
オロオロしないの。みっともない。
There it is. That's what I was expecting. After we complimented her. Yuka speaks it, but she seems to be proud of this moment. I can't help it. I've never been treated this way by young girls. When I was in the band, they would be curious and laugh at me. But they never treated me special like this. Yuka often tells me how our school festival live and graduation live is still a famous story in the school. Hey. I thought she was joking with me when I said I was popular among the girls who joined the band. But I guess she wasn't joking. I realize how time can glorify things. However, I'm not naive enough to take this seriously. I spotted them mentally and unload Yuka's stuff to finish my job. I'm going to leave now, but I think I'll take a look around the school before I go.
ちょっと、愛弟子の晴れ舞台を見ていかないつもり？
Well, I could, but your brother has some big adult responsibilities. But I would like to hear you sing, so I'm gonna say no to that. Her friends also urge me to stay and watch her. But you're not performing until this afternoon, right? I told you I've got to be somewhere.
わかった。キラちゃんとデートするんでしょ。
Yuka says a ridiculous thing with an upset face. I am purposely avoiding your friends from bringing up the story about Kirara and Tonya. Kirari. Twice? What? You fool! Can't you see how I'm dressed? I have an irritation. But it is too late. My friend starts asking me if I'm dating Shiino Kirari.
二人はどこまで進んでるんですか？ここだけの内緒にしますから。
Yeah, I've said it for some. I've heard that kind of bullshit.
じゃあ、こないだテレビで噂になってたあれは嘘なんですか？
でも、キラリちゃんに彼氏がいるなんてショックです。
They are starting to become disorganized. When I stare at Yuka, she puts her hands together as if she feels bad about what is happening. I had to look around the school for a while, but I have no choice. I decided to just leave.
何の騒ぎですか？
It is Yoshizawa-sensei who shows up to see what is going on. She seems like she aged a little bit, but her vigorous attitude is still there. The girls get quiet as soon as she shows up. She steps towards me in her robe.
もうすぐ朝礼ですよ。こんなところで無駄話してるんじゃありません。
She looks at me with a sharp stare. I bow at her. It's been so long. I'm Majima. Yoshizawa-sensei sighs deeply. I wonder why she just sighing. Oh, it's that troublemaker again. God damn it. You know, it's pretty predictable. She makes the girls leave with her stern voice.
一般の入場は10時からですよ。
She sounds straight but won't tell me to get out of here. I heard you've been good at my... You've been good to my sister.
いえいえ、妹さんはあなたとは違ってしっかりしてますから、全く世話はしておりませんよ。
I have no choice but to laugh.
一人前みたいな格好しちゃっても。
She sighs as she sees me in the suit and shakes her head.
あなたは今はもう問題は起こしていませんか？
Yes, I'm fine. I'm a hard-working college student.
そうでなければ困ります。それでなくともあなたたちの行動がどれだけ後輩に悪影響を与えてしまったことか。
She sighs again. That's not true. By the way, are you going to have the morning worship on a festival day? We didn't have to do it when I was in school. I tried to change the topic of discussion.
あなたたちがあのようなことをしたので、あれから毎年文化祭の朝にはお話をして戒めることにしているのです。
I guess I'm taking it to a bad direction. Well,
何ですか？
She looks at me with a scary expression. Isn't it okay if I take a look around the school? I ask her with a fake smile.
好きにしなさい。
Yay! Genesis. Well then, I try to leave the place.
お待ちなさい。
But she stops me right away.
その前に車を駐車場に移動してください。こんな場所にあったら迷惑です。
Yes.
まったく。
She strikes for the fourth time in this short period. I park my car and put the guest slippers on my feet to enter the school. All the students are attending to worship, so it is quiet inside the school. I walk the hallway while looking around the inside the classroom. Each class has their own entertainment like flea market, haunted house, ooh, and cafe, haunted house, and religious school. Huh. My feet are unconsciously heading towards the second literature club that we used to use. The second literature club got integrated with the first literature club as planned, and it doesn't exist anymore. It could have saved it if we tried hard enough. There were so many people who wanted to join us after the festival. However, people thought we were a band club, so Shiino rejected them after explaining to them what our club was all about. I think we could have kept the club if we accepted all those people. Well, sure, but they would have been massively disappointed if they realized, hey, we're all about reading here, and not about forming the fucking bands. The girls who got jealous by us wound up joining the band club. That club was not a big club in the beginning, so you had to get another room to accommodate all the members. Yuko told me that was when they started using our vacant room and called them the Second Literature Club Band. So to this day, Girls Band Club is referred to as the Second Literature Club. Band club is a typical place where guys who want to be popular gather. Like that stereotype, the girls' band club becomes very popular, and some girls even choose to school in order to be in the band. They want to be a part of the band that produces Shiino Kirari and Tonoya Kenta. This might be the bad influence Shizawa Sensei was talking about. I thought the start time on a comedy day, and he was proud that he made history in Obi Academy. However, he was quite disappointed by the fact that his name is not on the list of most admirable alumni. Oof. Murakami is finally in a band like he always wanted. Yashiro-san is a member of his band, which goes to show you never know what can happen in your life. The dude that beat us up, right? Visual novel database, please help me. Yeah! Wow! He came from Nagaya when Nagahara-san started a record label after Stimulation! Breakup. Murakami and Yashiro-san got along at the party and she decided to start a band together. It's been 3 years since the band started, but it is still a strange combination. They recently got a female vocal from Kansei and made an album through Yagihara-san's company. Apparently their record is selling pretty well. Their band is called Happy Cycle Mania, but I never heard of them. However, they are supposed to be a pretty famous band around here, and Murakami was upset because he wasn't getting any respect from the girls in the school. I told him that he was originally in the Go Club and not the Second Literature Club. Well, technically he was a very honorary member that no one gave a shit about, apparently, of the Second Literature Club.
それなら殿屋だって部員じゃないだろう。
That he was already popular. I agreed with this argument. I don't. As our nemesis arrive in the front of the room, the door is open probably because of the festival. I step inside of the room. They still use. Whoa. Ah, pa. Logo. That's good. Whoa. Lots of musical stuff. They still use the same desks and shelves that they never rearrange their furniture. I feel like I'm back in those days. Of course, not everything is the same. There is more equipment like a guitar and bass in the room. All instruments have girly paint and figures on them, and it reminds me that this is a girl's room now. There are a bunch of CDs on the table, too. I don't know much about recent popular music, but it seems like most of them are top records nowadays. I need to study more. I speak to myself. I remember how Tonya used to tell me that when I first started playing. I see a familiar bass in the corner of the room. Is that one I'm letting Yuka use? Is she not going to use it today? Or is she coming to get it now? I sit in a chair and play it, but it is slightly up tune. And I remember how I used to use a beat-up bass that wasn't tuned at all. I pick up the tuner from the floor and start tuning up the bass. After I'm finished, I try to play it a little bit, but it feels awkward because I've been playing guitar lately. You mean you haven't? I haven't been playing guitar lately. However, my hands still remember the song we played in the band. We practiced so much. That song might be the only song I practiced for that long. When I played that song for the first time in a few years, I started reminiscing about those days. Everyone's voice and expression is coming back to my mind. I was just going to play it for fun, but my heart is full of emotion. When I put back the bass, I see picture frames on the shelf. One of the pictures is very familiar to me. It is a picture from our festival performance. I wonder when they took this picture. It's too bad that Shitty it's not in that picture. A long time ago at this point, I guess. Everyone is covered in sweat under the shiny sun. Their vigorous faces make me feel embarrassed, except for Chinny. She's not. Ah, she is there! I see her! I see her a little bit! She's almost blinded by the white light! I'm really embarrassed about wearing the girl's outfit. Did I really go all over the country in this outfit? Yep. It makes me feel ashamed even now. I was consumed by fear back then, but I think I had guts at that time. Not just me, but everyone did. Antonia came back to Japan the other day. The members of this this picture gathered. Hey, it was almost like a reunion. It's been a long time since I've last seen Kashiwara and Chinny. I think Sage Shiki was the last time I saw them. Hey! And they're like this. I got a memory, rush in my mind when Murakami, Chinny, and Kashiwara smiled at me in front of the station where we decided to meet. The two of them looked more mature than last time I saw them because of their makeup and clothes. Chinny was studying to become the social worker she always wanted to be. She didn't seem to struggle with her family environment anymore. Hey, I guess she got through it. Kashiwara said she was going to help her family business after she graduates. She said it wasn't a big deal, but her family is the Kashiwara group. She's going to work as her uncle's secretary who owns the hotel. So it is a big deal. She said her health is better than before and her smile seemed more confident. Kirari also came after I showed up. Hey! Her huge bag looked heavy, and it seemed like the bag was dragging her, not her way around. She was wearing a hat and glasses for disguise as if she was a star. Well, she really is a star. But she usually doesn't dress that way. I assumed she showed up like that to show up on Chieni and Kashiwara, but it wasn't a good idea. Show me! Come on! I've been waiting for this for almost 10 years! Her glasses were sliding down all the time, so she took it off when she got closer. She was so glad to see us that she cried and hugged Kashiwara and Chieni without saying hi. She said she doesn't really have time to see people in private because of her work. Her innocent reaction made Murakami and I smile bitterly.
会いたかったよ。どうしてみんな私に会いに来てくれないの？
Yoink, it's not this. Kirari wasn't here. But they're now in totally separate worlds. Jenny is studying and taking care of her family at the same time. That hasn't changed. I just tried his business socializing with other business people. More than anything, Kirari is super busy, being a superstar. However, the two girls didn't say anything back to Kirari and listened to her, just like back in the old days. And now he looks like what he looked like on the stage. Holy shit. Soon after, Toneya showed up and we decided to go to that place where we used to hang out. Holy shit. On our way there, I asked what's inside of the huge bag Kirari was holding.
秘密だよ。
Okay. She touched her lips with her finger. It had been a long time, but Toneya was still Toneya. I couldn't believe he was living on the other side of the side of Earth. He had the same exact poker face on, as if he just got back from the town next to us. That became the topic of our conversation, and we asked him if he was actually in Ganma somewhere. Toneya smiled, but didn't deny it. We all knew he was having a good time. Toneya also knew that we knew it. But little did he knew, but we know that he knew that. Yeah, I enjoy that peaceful atmosphere with the good old friends.
そういえばね、この間うちの事務所の人が第二文芸部のライブ動画見たんだって。
Yoink. Kirari brought up a new subject.
へえ、よくそんなの残ってたね。
今度作るやつのためにね、私の昔の映像とかがいるんで、テレビ局から未編集ビデオもらったの。
それ私も見たいかも。
Shiino gets excited.
今度持ってくるよ。みんなすごい初々しかった。それでね、事務所のみんなすごい感心してたんだ。特にシカ子ちゃんに。
Yeah, you old people. She laughed and looked towards me. I had a bad feeling. If you want to see something, say it! When I replied, Kirari nodded.
でね、シカくん、それで思いついたんだけどさ、私今度女性デュオとかやろうかなって思ってて。
But he done got the voice for her. Her smile was getting bigger as she spoke. I was having an extremely bad feeling.
そしたらね、シカくん、また女装して私と一緒に。
I knew that was coming. No way. I answered before she was finished. She can't take a joke at all, but I agreed to her jokingly. I do end up being in front of the camera with a dress and on within a few days. I will not accept that offer. When I refuse again, Kirari frowned.
いいじゃん。そしたら私たち24時間いつでもずっと一緒にいられるんだよ。
Yoink. That's true. She spoke as if she was pleading with me. Hell no! Kirari seemed upset. After we chatted for a while, Murakami suggested we go to a studio nearby. He suggested having a session there.
私もうずっと触ってないよ。
Gianni acted shy, but when she hit the drums, it wasn't as bad as she said.
私も他人がいるところで演奏するのは久しぶりです。
Kashiwara said she still plays on her own and her skill was better than before. I didn't have to make any comment about Murakami, Toneya, and Kirari. I was especially impressed by Toneya's incredible pirouette technique.
お前の成長を見ると、なんかもう自分の才能のなさに絶望的な気分になるな。
Murakami smiled. Everyone was impressed by Kirari's growth too, but I hadn't realized because I practice with art so often.
お前やっぱりギターよりベースの方がいいよ。ベースとしてうちのバンドに参加してくれよ。
Norakami spoke to me with a serious face, but I laughed it away. I played guitar because it is a better accompaniment. Oui, I'm struggling. We first played the repertoire of the Second Literature Club as a warm-up. We hadn't played together since the graduation, but we didn't feel any different. Then we started the jam session and played until everyone was exhausted.
トノヤンやキラリに合わせるなんて無理だよ。
Shiino complained, but she was having a good time.
いやー、殿や健太と椎名キラリの共演なんてレアすぎるな。これを録音して売ったらどれだけの価値が出ると思う？
Murakami seemed happy. We went out to get some drinks after that, but most people had plans for the next day, so we left pretty early. I think we have grown up because we were actually thinking about the next day. We were waiting outside for Murakami to finish paying. Wait. Kirari had too much to drink, and she sat by the street with a pale face. Shiino and Tony were having a serious conversation about the recent music scene. It was like old times. Kashiwara came near me with a flushed face from the alcohol.
名残惜しいですね。
I nodded as she whispered at me. When Murakami came out from the bar, we gathered around him. Then there was silence. No one wanted to say goodbye. The next moment, Murakami opened his mouth with a serious face.
なあ、俺たちは一生友達だからな。どんなに偉くなっても、どんなに遠くへ行っても、ずっと友達だからな。
It sounds very corny, but no one teased him. An hour's silence.
忘れてた。
Kirari raised her voice and smiled. Then she took out a watermelon from her bag.
すごいでしょ？初物なのにこんなに大きいスイカ。
She said she brought it for us to eat. We teased her because she was still trying to eat despite looking sick. Kirari frowned. Yike.
じゃあもういいよ。その辺のホームレスの人にあげちゃう。ごめんね。みんなで食べよう。
Kashiwara apologized to everyone and we headed towards the riverbank. Yoink again. We grabbed a watermelon with a stone and ate it while watching the dark river. When we were done, our hands were sticky from the juice. I put the picture frame back on the shelf. The morning worship is almost over. The school will be crowded with students. I should leave before that. I have one more thing to take care of. I have to drive the car back and then the train to the city. By the time I finish eating lunch, it should be time for the orientation. I'll take the car? Huh? I hear a noise as soon as I get out of the hallway. I look down the window and see that the worship is over now. Students are coming out from the auditorium. Some of them look excited about the festival, but some of them look bored. It's typical for students to act negative on a school event like this. Their expression is telling me that they have something more important in their life than a stupid event like this. They seem so childish to me now, but that's how adults were looking at me when I was that age. And I also probably look childish to people who are much older than me now. I head down the stairs and get into the car. As I turn to ignition, the birds in the tree fly away with surprise. The car starts moving as I step on the gas. Yoink. OB Academy becomes smaller and smaller in the rear mirror as I move forward. Eventually it disappears. I refresh my mind and think about the orientation. Everyone is moving forward. I want to be in a solid company and become a proud and productive adult. I have my worries, but I've been looking forward to my time as a student. Ugh, sorry. I can finally be independent. I had to pay so many things back to society. It's been a long journey for me. I realize the clock is already pointing 10:30 a.m. I remember how Kirari told me to listen, so I turned the radio on. It is still too early and Kirari isn't on yet. Instead, the show host is talking about his cat. Kirari is going to be on the show to release her new song for the first time. She's been working so hard on the song, and I practiced with her for a whole month before the recording day. That's why it is special for me too. Kirari was practicing joyfully with a sweaty face. Soon after that, I started hearing a familiar voice from the speaker. It still feels weird to hear her voice through the medium. She said she wants the members of the second literature club to hear the song, so I bet everyone is listening to this now. I don't know where they are now, but they are listening to this same show at this moment. Hey, connection! In some ways, there are people that we've been with and stuff. I read the car while listening to their joyful voice. My hands on the steering wheel are getting hot from the sunlight. Another summer is almost here. And we're ending now. If I had to guess. Oh, wait. We are invincible second literature club. was probably thank you for playing. Thank you for this great visual novel. that was the song that could have performed in the radio fight, I guess. I wish I were English lyrics. Well, the song was being sang, if I'm gonna be honest. Besides that, now we are left with some various other endings that I have not went through. But I will definitely do that in another video. But for now, you know what? I'm gonna leave it to party cards. For this episode at least. By saying, firstly, I want to move Witch of the Holy Night. What was the score? Before I tried to give a score to Kira. I want to give a different score to Witch of the Holy Night. 8.4. I am gonna jump that up to, and I might as well change it in the description. From 8.4, I'm changing it to 8.8 because I feel like I underappreciated what it gave me a little bit too much. It was a pretty good visual novel. It was paced pretty well. I like how it was in a visual novel way animated as well. The fights were amazing there, so I wanted to give it a bigger score. And now, on the score that I'm gonna give to Kira, and despite its grammatical flaws, I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. That's how much I actually like this visual novel. It was not like supernatural. I mean, it had some supernatural stuff that happened in regards to Kirari, at least. And the visuals, though, they're not exactly super great, but I feel like the story, the characters were done pretty well, honestly. And if I had to be honest, I actually kind of related with some of the characters in here as well. But in regards about that, I generally like this visual novel. Even the music has grown on me positively. At first I was like, could have been better, but at the end of the day, I liked it. I don't know how else to describe anything else, but I generally and really like playing this visual novel. And as soon as I'm gonna be finishing all of the various different endings that I didn't get, and also finishing the gallery at the same time, I am gonna be playing the pen disc of this visual novel, which is called Critical to Call, I believe. And anyways, other than that, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in another episode real soon.